Hello, good evening. This is Spellbinder again with a news report. Something a little different. I just seen this article. It showed up on Infowars.com. It's called New Law Will Require a License to be a Journalist. Imagine that in America. Slavo of SHTF Plan. June 2nd, 2010. There's another crazy thing going by the Democrats. What good is a government if they can't regulate every aspect of your life? From the same lawmakers that brought us the Detroit economic calamity comes a new bill aimed at controlling the flow of information to the unsuspecting public even more than the mainstream does now. A Michigan lawmaker wants to register reporters to ensure they're credible and have good moral character. State Senator Bruce Patterson is introducing legislation that will regulate reporters, much as the state regulates hairdressers and auto mechanics and plumbers. Wow, imagine that, being regulated like workers. Patterson, who also practices constitutional law, says the general public is being overwhelmed by an increasing number of media outlets, traditional online citizens-generated, and an even greater amount of misinformation. Who made him God? Legitimate media sources are credibly important to our government. Since when does the government care that the media reports? He said. He told FoxNews.com that some reporters covering state politics don't know what they're talking about and they're working for a politician he's never heard of. So he wants to install a process that will help him and the general public figure out which reporters to trust. He wants to choose who to trust and who not to trust. Okay, good. When did God die and put him in charge? Okay, we have to be able to get good information, he said. We have to be able to rely on the source and to understand the credentials of the source. What else? According to the bill, reporters who register will have to pay an application and registration fee and provide a Board of Michigan registered reporter with proof of, listen to these terms that they want to pass on to us, good moral characters, and demonstrates that they have industry ethics standards acceptable to the board. Again, when did God die and put them in charge? Possession of a degree in journalism. Now you must have a degree in journalism to write anymore. Abe Lincoln would have been left out of this. Journalism or other degrees substantially equivalent. This is what they're saying. Not less than 3 years experience as a reporter or any other relevant background information. Awards or recognition related to being a reporter. 3 or more writing samples. Now they want you to give them samples so they can judge you. Source, Fox News. Government registration and licensing requirements of journalists and reporters will be determined by a board of higher educated bureaucratic intellectuals who have the power to determine if a wannabe reporter has the necessary writing skills, ethics, and good moral character to be allowed to disseminate their views to the public. Had a law like this been passed by King George in the late 1700s, would reporters and commentators like Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Paine been approved by the Journalist Licensing Board? Or would a board instituted by the king have found that Franklin and Paine's morals and ethics ran counter to those of the empire? Since both of these men published their values under anonymous pen names, the information and claims made could not possibly have been, what did Mr. Patterson call it? Oh yes, legitimate. At the very least, however, Mr. Payne would have certainly subscribed to the fairness doctrine, publishing and monarchy opposing view rights next to his patriotic diatribes and common sense. President Obama, who recently suggested that news and information on blogs, talk radio, and cable is difficult to shift through and figure out who's telling the truth, would likely support Mr. Patterson's bill on a federal level. Once a reporter is licensed, the public would have the confidence of knowing that the writings, opinions, and insights of being presented have been and thoroughly shifted, filtered, and edited to ensure the information is truthful and easy to understand. Yes, Orwell's 1984. The same population of gullible idiots that require government intervention when it comes to smoking cigarettes, drinking sodas, salt intake, also need to be told that news they can consume. Also, the dumb... we couldn't possibly let the consumer gather as much information from various news sources and make their own interpretations based on opinions, video, and audio excerpts. That would be way too easy and cost-effective. While Senator Patterson believes that it is important for the government to have legitimate media sources because they are critical to our government radio talk show hosts like Neil Barrett disagrees. The media isn't supposed to be important to the government, you ignoramus Democrat. It's supposed to be important to the people. Disclaimer: neither Max Salvo or SHTF Plan are actively licensed or registered. We are not journalists or reporters, and the information above is illegitimate until such time that a government board approves our credentials, including but not limited to our morals, ethics, grammatical and spelling ability, and the journalistic background. Use of this information, disinformation, and misinformation is at your own risk. End article. Excellent. This is an excellent article. I just need to take a look here and see where I'm at. Yes, I can make a comment real fast. This is bull. Anyone that comes up with this is just outright Orwellian. It's 1984. It's you can't imagine the magnitude of the story. This guy's actually saying, we're going to judge if you can write something and publish it. And it's like, First Amendment, where did it go? When did it go away? And why hasn't I been informed? See, this is the type of craziness that's going on right now. Michigan's starting it with this Democrat, Patterson, up there, going to tell you you got to have a license to write. That's bull. That's just bull. Until next time, though, be good or be good at it. This is a Spellbinder News Report. Have a good day.